Can you feel it? The winds, they are changing. The dragons, we are taming. A griffin, we are slaying. Now is the time. June 23rd, Craftopia updates are here. You can start your own dedicated server with you and the crew. You can fly around on dragons, slaying griffins and cyclopses, and exploding cows as you see fit. It is time to take the Odyssey. Let's do this. Let's begin, shall we? To start off, we have some performance improvements. When you are in game now, if you hit M, pull up your map, you'll see a grid. Things are only being rendered within a 5x5 grid around your player. So if you have a far off, distant automation station set up, all you need to do is go to a workbench, build an artificial monolith, and these will essentially act as a player in your place. So you go set them next to your automation station, it'll either cover a one single square or a 3x3 grid. That way things can render at a distance away from your player. They have now added a targeting system. So we have auto target for melee attacks as your character will slowly try and move towards the nearest enemy, and we have aim assist for any ranged attacks. Both these settings are toggleable or adjustable in the settings. We have new NPC delivery quests added. Similar to when you would give Fergus a log and he would give you a slate of growth, you now have multiple NPCs that will request things of you. These will be timed, they will be more difficult on higher level items, yielding higher rewards, and you cannot double up on the same quest, as to say you cannot talk to two Ferguses and deliver each one of them a log. Some potential rewards! You can get the new Sharpshooter, pretty cool, and you can get Mjolnir, a two-handed hammer, essentially a Easter egg for Thor's hammer. Now when you are building things, it will actually give you a direction where it is facing. Makes it a little bit easier to kind of decide where you want to place your stuff, and as usual you can always hit G to make sure it snaps onto the grid so it's not a free floating piece of building to place somewhere. We got two new islands! We got the Autumn Island, which is kind of like an October feel. There's a bunch of jack-o'-lanterns, you got some bats, you can find a cyclops, there's a world boss, the Griffin, who comes with some new enchants, so pretty nifty, and he also is going to drop hard feathers. Not sure how you get a hard feather, but neat. New weapon! We now have guns in the game. So at the moment, I believe there are 7 guns, if I got that right. Anyways, there's like a tier 1 version of a musket, a rifle, an assault rifle, and a shotgun, and then there's the tier 2 version of all of those minus the pistol. Gun damage won't actually change according to your attack or magic attack. They have a fixed damage based on their distance, their suggested distance. Their shotgun will reference best at close quarters. It'll do more damage at close quarters. It'll also do more damage on a headshot versus a body shot. Similar with the rifle, if you're at a longer distance, it's going to do more damage than close. And again, headshot will do more damage than a body. There will be a fall off after an excessively long distance where the damage will be greatly diminished. You will be able to craft ammunition and the guns inside of the skilled blacksmith. For those that enjoy sightseeing in game, they've added some binoculars, so yeah, you can look at a distance and it looks pretty neat and clean. But better, they added a drone for shooting. Not shooting guns, but shooting pictures and videos. So anyways, you can just be standing still in your base, you can deploy your drone, it'll fly around and act as a camera for you, and you can actually still move your player while using the drone. So it's kind of cool. You could almost like set yourself up for a super third-person battle with a boss. Make sure you back up far enough. Anyways, could be useful for getting footage, or just taking a look around the base. Pretty nifty. A new slate has been added that we turned into Anubis. This one is called the Slate of Evolution. Gold, it looks pretty, and it's rare to find. So it has a potential drop from high level bosses, Dragon, Bone Dragon, Fenrir. You can get it from fishing pots, you can get it from swimming in lava, sometimes it'll be in one of the crash pods, or from a gold treasure box. So these slates of evolution, you can turn into Anubis for either improvements to enchants on a specific armor or equip slot, or functional improvements such as more inventory space, things of that nature. So pretty nifty, giving us more options to add to our character. We got some new machines to work with too. So no more terrible AI automated saw, bowl, whatever. That dude's super annoying. Now you just need a reaping machine. So this takes some like bioplastic, a couple other things, but yeah, it's just a stationary saw. You set her down and it's just gonna cut things in its perimeter. So it's not going anywhere. It's not gonna go chase down cows or run into the ocean. It's gonna stay right there and cut whatever you want it to. Outstanding. Beyond that, we got some cool stuff. So we got some new furniture, accessories for just decorating the place, but we now have teleportation potions. Pretty nifty. So I think this takes copper and crystals to make, or something like that. I probably got that wrong. We'll look at it. But super cool. You can be anywhere on the island and pop a potion, and it'll just take you right back to your altar of transportation. Nifty. We also have the Sanctuary Flag. It is 9 times larger of an effect area than the Talisman Flag. So it just eliminates spawning opportunities within that radius or that area. It does not prevent creatures from coming into that area. So keep that in mind. Like, they won't spawn here, but they can still walk on over. Just a heads up. We also have a planter and a medium-sized planter now, so for those of you who are tired of making their herb runs so that you have potions to go to new biomes so you're not dying from the biome effects, you can now make a planter or medium-sized planter and go collect some wild seeds. Wild seeds you can find at the moment. I found some pepper and a hell pepper seed yesterday, but I believe we also have all the herbs that you can grow in there and some other various things. So it makes it a little bit easier for your farming or just adding some, again, accessories around the house, make things look nice. So the other new building, don't know why it's down here, but they added a water purification facility. So just a big water tank. You have to set it next to a water source, so it needs to be by a river or ocean. And it's just going to accumulate water, just like a camel would inside of one of the creature milking facility thingies. I can't think of the name. So they added these accessories. I thought it was going to be a play on like Goku's weighted training or something, but they're literally just negatives. Handcuff, leg cuff, iron clogs. From what I saw, they literally just reduce like jump height, movement speed, or attack speed. And it literally says in the description there's no benefit to these items. So I really am. I'm not sure what's the point. Like, if it was increased experience, okay, I understand. But they're just handcuffs. What? We have some new weapons to work with in the blacksmith as well. So we got some new two-handers brought to the game. There is a new top-tier bow. It is an 8-star. I believe the killer bow is a 7-star, but it may have been changed to an 8 as well. But anyways, you can now make the composite bow. You can make 2 new shields. They're both pretty dope. Both can be super useful, especially if you're going for like a fast cast build for a mage. So with the fast cast, every melee attack is going to reduce certain cooldown time on your magic attacks. For whatever reason, it only works on the main hand. So if you're dual wielding and you're hitting the right click, it's not actually attributing that fast cast. It's not reducing the cooldown at all. So these are great because they add attack speed and magic bonus, both the shields do. So it would be great for a sword board and hybrid magic build, fast cast. Could be neat. And then besides that, we got 2 new pieces of armor to work with. So different opportunities for different enchants. Pretty neat. And our other 2 new weapons, again, from the delivery quest. Mjolnir, the 2-handed sword, which is actually just a big 2-handed hammer. And we got the sharpshooter bow, which kind of looks like a handheld slingshot thingy, but with like a bow part. I don't know, it looks really cool. We now have an offhand equip. But yeah, pretty neat. You can add the Iron Gauntlet or the Iron Magic Catalyst. The Iron Gauntlet is going to give you attack bonuses, the Catalyst is going to give you magic bonuses, but they both have some materials well enough that we can get some solid 4-stacked enchants on these bad boys. So that 200 build is going to be pretty viable now. And yeah, that magic opportunity is pretty cool. So you don't have to go with the shield. You can always use the catalyst if you're just looking for some different enchant opportunities. Alright, the new items added. We got some bargain armor parts, ancient document, research sample, and fossil. Bargain armor parts are going to be used for crafting. Not sure about the ancient document, research sample, or the fossil as of yet, but I'll make sure to let y'all know as soon as I get those things, or find out what they're due. Now we have the Steam Workshop integrated with Craftopia, so we'll have some mods uploaded to the Steam Workshop, so you can easily subscribe and it'll auto-download to your BepInEx plugin folder, and that way you can have mods playing games. Simple. Don't have to do any extracting from Nexus mods or anything like that. If you were still using Nexus mods and you did the update, they no longer work at the moment. So if you do want to use some of the Nexus mods still, you can either reinstall BepInEx, make sure that your doorstop configuration is set to Nexus and it's not configured towards the Steam Workshop. So if you reinstall BepInEx and just drag and drop everything over, just replace all current files, it'll do that for you. So then you can add things into your plugins. I did find that the chat item was not working anymore. Also, whenever I did that and I logged in, completely bugged my character. The enchant, the infinite dash, and the warning remover were all working, but my character's skill points got set to 999 and I couldn't unlock a single skill. Thankfully it was a dummy account, so make sure you have a dummy account to test your mods on and you don't break your main character, because that would be really sad. So I don't recommend using BepInEx from Nexus mods anymore. I would recommend going to the Steam Workshop, subscribe to the BepInEx in there. It should be the one with the most subs. That is also required for all other mods within the workshop. Then you can go back to Nexus. You can take those same downloaded files or extracted mods and put them in the new plugin folder, which will be under Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Workshop, Content, some long number at the top, Plugins. Something like that. But I'll show you all how to get there, and we'll make sure you can get set up with your mods without breaking your character. Now to tame your own dragon. We have a new building, or a new item you can craft within the Skilled Machine Factory, so same place you make tanks or the buggies or the helicopters. You can make a ballista or chain restraint bullet. So whenever you weaken a dragon down enough, so it's in yellow or red health, you set up 4 of these bad boys, you do have to activate them. So you set it so it's aiming in the similar direction of the dragon, hit E or whatever the activate is, you'll do that for all 4, and the dragon will be locked down. You'll then have a little like lock emblem over his head. That means you can now catch him with a gotcha ball, and then he'll become a tame dragon. Then you can take him to the new station, the pet station, which you will also craft inside the workbench. And that is where you'll transform a tame into a pet. Pets, whenever they're like thrown out, pokeballed, whatever, pets will have a saddle on them. They will follow you and attack any enemies in the area. There's a whole new skill tree called Tame. This gives you options of ordering your pets around, stay, follow, don't attack, or guard, which means they follow and do attack. And also gives you some passive skills for them: increase health, increase attack, or increase experience gain. The max level at the moment for my dragon is level 50. So I imagine that is the current max level for all pets. But if you go into the pet station and you go into turn a tame creature into a pet button, you can hit L, it'll pull up a list of all current tameables. All the monos, the king mono, a dragon, cow, elephant, Fan the receptionist, and I think that's, oh, and a camel, I think that's it at the oh, giraffe, sorry, not a camel, giraffe. I believe that's all for the moment, but I imagine they are planning on adding more. Also, the dragon is only a blue 10-star creature, so at some point I imagine we'll get an epic or legendary variant of either the dragon or higher level pets to be able to catch and tame. So new item, Stepping Stone, pretty nifty. just like the teleportation potion, super cool. So Stepping Stone just gives you a respawn point. So if you're up fighting Anubis and you're tired of dying, just build a little floating staircase base thingy right below the build limit line, and you can set down a stone there, so every time Anubis kills you, you'll real spawn right next to him, so you don't have to run up the frickin' chain every single time. So, pretty cool. So they've added Auto Furniture Assembler. I'm sure you can guess what that does. They've also added an Auto Cooker, which, again, just gonna cook whatever recipe you designate it to cook. So, neat. And we also, the livestock farms have been buffed, so the time it takes to actually produce whatever materials you're milking from that creature should be much quicker now. And beyond that, we have tons of new, like, accessories. We got some logs, jack-o'-lanterns, just some cool stuff to throw in the house, make it look neat. We now have elite enemies. They will be easily distinguishable by a glowing fog, particle fog around them. They will drop these elite bags, which you can right-click to use, and you'll get a random item out of the bag, so it's kind of nifty. Supposedly, I guess they're stronger, and they're not going to drop until level 3 or higher. The Kraken! Yes, it is a world boss. Kind of, it is a fishing boss. If you go and find a fishing pond pool thingy, there will be a little Kraken tentacle squiggling out of the water, and yeah, you start fishing, you're gonna catch a boss, and he's gonna catch you, and you can do some battling. So, new Kraken battle. I still have yet to get to it, but it should be a good time. We've also added a gorilla. He will be in the jungles, I am assuming. So, apparently he throws stuff at you. They added machine gun turret in the desert. Again, I haven't seen that guy yet, and then the pet feature, of course. So once again, current tameable pets. Dragon, cow, elephant, giraffe, prince mono, king mono, mono including the red, green, and purple, and receptionist fan. So all of those guys can be caught, which means they're tame, and then taken to the pet station to turn into a pet. Once they turn into a pet, they will all reset back to level 1. They will keep their original name, and then parentheses next to it will be your name. So for instance, if you catch a high level dragon, it'll be Raging Dragon, parentheses your name. If you catch a low level dragon, it'll say like Enraged Dragon or Dragon, parentheses your name, something like that. Other than that, guys, we got 5 new skills that were added. Contamination. This gives you a chance of finding an item when eating food. Disgusting. We got Slumber, which restores health and mana at a quicker rate whenever you're laying in bed. We have Treasure Hunt, which ups your % chances of receiving items from a treasure chest. Wild Rage. Wild Rage is going to buff your pet's attack power. Tough Swimmer just allows you to swim through poison or lava with taking reduced damage. High 5 is an interesting skill, so if you were playing multiplayer and one of your friends has this skill and they melee hit you, you both are going to get a buff to attack and magic attack for a certain amount of time. So this is kind of cool because collision in multiplayer is unavoidable, and especially if you have like 2 melee people, they're going to be smacking each other fighting a boss the entire time. So at least this gives like some benefit to that. It's kind of cool, I guess. Wild Vitality, same thing as Wild Rage, but this just gives more health to your pets. Wild Wrath, same thing as Wild Rage, gives more attack. Wild Vigor, same thing as Wild Vitality, gives more health. And yeah, so those are the new skills. Those are under the Tame. And then Slumber, I believe, is under Life. And then Contamination, Treasure Hunt, and Tough Swimmer is under Trick, I believe. To finish up, guys, we got a couple balance adjustments. I'm going to link this in the description down below so you can check it out for yourself, but I'm going to quickly cover 2 or 3 things. When it comes to catching creatures, it cannot be caught if it has more than 50% health. It can be caught if it has less than 50% health. And then, depending on under 50, here's your probability. So less than 50 is 40%, less than 10% health, you got 90% to catch it. So, those are your odds of catching a creature now. Other thing they did with the food buff is you cannot refresh the buff from food. So if I eat a hot dog, or let's say I eat something that gives me a 10 attack, that 10 attack is counting down for, let's say, a minute. Even if I eat another one at 30 seconds, it's not going to refresh. But if I eat another food that now gives me 20 attack instead of 10, it will refresh it. So, neat. Lastly, the degradation of weapons has been decreased threefold. That simply meaning your items or weapons will now last 3 times longer in combat. So far less concern of having to go repair your weapons every hour while playing. Like, that was just brutal. So thank God for that. So yeah, lots of content added. They did a lot of balance adjustments. They fixed a lot of bugs in this one. The new shaders for the game are looking really good, so things are looking really pretty. Super happy with this update. Super excited to be flying around on dragons, killing shit with the crew. So it's a good time. Lastly, guys, the dedicated server. It's a bit of a process to set up, but I believe in you. I spent a couple hours on stream yesterday figuring it out. I was having some issues just because like my port wasn't wanting to be open to. Anyways, I was having some issues. We got a couple other people on the crew that got dedicated servers set up. You are still locked to the individual islands. So if one person goes to a different island, it pulls everybody with them, regardless of who the host is or not. But now the server is there without a host, so whoever is hosting doesn't actually have to be logged into the game for anybody else to be able to play on it. It is still capped at 7 people, just like multiplayer is. So if y'all are on different time zones or you want to be able to play without one or everybody having to be there, then it is an option, but it's not a whole lot different from current multiplayer. I'm hoping to see improvements on this at a later date. If they could at least quadruple the map size, I wouldn't be as concerned about being pulled to different islands with the rest of the crew. Or if they could eliminate me being pulled to another island with the rest of the crew, that would also be fantastic. So, to Pocket Pair, outstanding guys, once again, great job. Super excited about this, especially as to see this much content rolling out after y'all talking about Palworld, your other new game coming. So I'm happy Craftopia is still in your mind's eye and you're working diligently and making a great game come together. So thanks a lot to the development team at Pocket Pair. Yeah, everybody else, come join the community server Saturdays. I'm probably going to be live throughout the week and exploring the new content with the crew. So come join the Discord, say what's up, ask for questions, get help, find a game, or come check us out on Twitch and yeah, enjoy the ride. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. Good luck, enjoy the ride, and I'll catch y'all at some point. Peace out, y'all.